Whew. Oh, yeah, I should do a video on region codes. You know, bugger it, Bioshock, you can wait a second. I don't know if that's bad or good for my hands. So I've got a grudge to pick. This is the Halloween double feature. It's the version I showed off in my Halloween Calm and Relaxed Part 2, where I talk about Halloween 4, 5, and 6. This is, as you can see down there, it says 1. Region 1 means I can't play it on my DVD players, my Blu-ray players, nothing. That's disappointing. Then you got something like this. I know it's the Godzilla. Shut up. Just focus on what we're talking about here. This, which I believe is focusing on, that's all region. To be fair, 4Ks are all region, so no real gander and beef around that. I believe the Blu-ray is all region as well, but it's hard to say. It doesn't actually say on the disc. To be fair, it doesn't say on the 4K disc either, so you win some, you lose some. The point of what I'm trying to get in here is that I don't like region codes. I fucking hate them. I'm probably not the only one who's argued this, but fuck. Dude, I spent like $300 on a tiny little thing that changed a pretty decent Blu-ray player to allow me to watch every single region. Turns out I could just have bought the laser Blu-ray, which is $100, which really grinds my gears now that I know that now. It's like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I think even that one's a bit, I don't know, that stuff still reads a bit dodgy, you know, if it has the region signs, A, B, C, but the B is bigger, because I'm region B, I'm Australia, hi. And the B is bigger, but then the A and the C are still small. Last time I did I bought one of those, because when I bought a house, there you are. The Criterion release of House. This is region A. This is Blu-ray region A, of course. So when I bought it, you know, I had a friend over, hey, let's watch House, this should be fun. Doesn't accept region code. Suddenly I'm like, oh. The fuck is that? And it cost me a pretty penny as it was to get that shipped over from America. So I don't even know where the hell I bought it from. I don't even think I bought it from Barnes & Noble. I may have bought it from Fish Pond. Either way, 50 or 60 bucks. Blimey. So I did research, figured out what the hell this shit was. It made sense, because back when we went to England, we came back with one of the Doctor Who DVDs. And we also came back with Paul on DVD. Paul being the film with the alien, voiced by Seth Rogen. And so we noticed that both of these two didn't work on certain players in our house, certain DVD players. But they did work on Blu-ray players. It was very strange, because I didn't understand what the hell it meant, but it was because they were a different region code. Especially because they were a different DVD region code, because they were for England and whatever. Because we're region 4 in Australia, so region B or region 2 on Blu-ray, and region 4 on DVD. I think region 0 is region 3. I think that's what that means. I know region 1 is definitely America. I think there's like 5 to 6 regions. It's very strange. There's like America, there's Europe, there's... I'm pretty much sure China has its own one. Australia has its own one. Japan might have its own one. There are different areas that have a similar code. So just like how, you know, Australia and Britain are region B. So that's pretty good. You know, it means I can get region B criterions, which I wish I had known about a lot sooner. I mean, I wish I'd known about it since the fucking get-go, because there are so many films here that I could have gotten the region B of, and that my dad still can't watch, which is fucking disappointing. But again, I had to invest in a $300 goddamn Blu-ray player, because I had to find one. You know, I went to a store, and I bought a region-free player, brought it back, didn't work. Because it was region-free for DVDs, but it was only a region B Blu-ray player, even though it had the small A and the small B. I'm like, what? The small A and the small C. I'm like, what the fuck? If I had any hair, I'd be pulling it right now. But yeah, it was just fucking disappointing. Like, what the fuck what the hell's up with this? and this is another thing that I don't know why the fuck region codes exist. It might just be because once VHS died and DVD came into it, you know, every region had its own kind of deal. Maybe because we were more connected in Australia to the British market that we were getting as British DVDs. I don't fucking know. America has their one. Japan and China have their own one. It's annoying. It's a fucking burden. Like, you have no idea how... I mean, you probably do. If you're watching this video, you might know what this shit is like, you know. I think I only have one Region C Blu-ray, and I think that... Let me check. This is... That's actually all regions. A lot of good that does me. Oh, that doesn't really tell me much, does it? What the fuck is the region code for this Blu-ray? I don't think it has one. Oh my god, okay. Disney, you're next. Snow White, what's your region code? Oh, wow. Okay, so this is my Japanese version of Snow White. They have Disneyland there, and they had Snow White. It was the only one I wanted to get on Blu-ray, and they had it there. I'm like, you know, it's great. I love it. It's amazing. It's even all in Japanese on the back. I love it, you know. But it's a DVD and Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is region A, and the DVD is region 2. So... it's so disappointing. Anyway, it's a nice case though. That in its own right is its own collectible kind of thing. For me at least, you know. But yeah, and so it's just barbaric to me that, I mean, the thing I love about 4K is that 4K is all region. There is like, I don't think I've ever seen a single locked region 4K. And that's also a thing where I see on forums and like Reddit and shit where people are like, oh, this is the 4K version of this, and someone asks the dumbest question of, what region is it? And it's like, 4K is a region 3. They are every single region. How do you not know this? There are 3 regions and 4K is all of them. So, yeah. That's a good pleasure about 4K. I like that 4K is all regions, so you can watch it wherever. But I see a lot of Americans complaining about, you know, region Bs because they can't do an all-region player. I need an all-region player too. I have an all-region player. It bloody cost me a lot, but I could afford it, so I didn't really care. And so it's a disappointment to have to, especially as someone who loves film, and for someone who can only get certain films from other countries, you know, say again the Criterions or Shout Factory, and the fact that hardly any of them, if none of them at all, are region B. You know, there are some Criterions that are region B, which is amazing. It sucks that it's such a limited amount, and some of those finite few are ones that I've been meaning to watch for months, but I can only watch on one player, which I kind of prefer that one player to the actual player that I do use, which is a 4K player. It's kind of weird. Anyway, and, you know, it's just... Shout Factory's only region A, which sucks. I think you know, because again, you know, you're someone like me who's like, oh, I find out about a film and I want to buy it. Maybe I go out and buy this particular version that's a bit more expensive than usual. Maybe say it's Escape New York, the Shout Factory version. It's a 2-disc collector's edition, came in, really good nick. Bit of a crack in the case, don't really mind. Did I end up... It's a 2K remaster. Did I end up watching it? No, I didn't. But I have all the special features. That's a nice bonus, you know. Cool, you know, if I ever care to fucking watch them. But I had seen the film by that stage, and I thought it was a good addition to my collection. I wanted the best version I could find. And like 6 months to a year later, they released the like Studio Canal version. I think it's Studio Canal, isn't it? Let's just grab it out for you. Yeah, so they release this Studio Canal version, which is also the version that they have released in Australia, because Studio Canal release in Australia as well. They're a French company who release in Australia. The Australian Blu-rays, which have these covers, Blu-ray and 4K, you can find them at JB. It's pretty easy. And it's completely up to you if you actually want to get them. My disappointment there was that I didn't get... Actually, it was Prince of Darkness had sold out its big special edition box. Actually, I don't think it ever came with a special edition box. Or it did, but it came out well after the actual regular Blu-ray came out, so I bought the regular Blu-ray, which I kind of regret that now because I could have just waited and bought it from JB. It would have been, the box would have been a little different, but at the same time, I'll show you. As it is, you've already got something completely different, you know? So this is just the regular Blu-ray. It's still the 4K remaster, and it's on a Blu-ray disc with a bunch of special features, which is very nice. And to be fair, it's probably the only version of the film I would get. I don't think I'd bother to get the 4K, but I could if I wanted to. It's all, you know, brand new restoration, all that kind of jazz. Actually, it's 2 discs. A feature disc and extras, which is actually really nice in itself, to be fair. That's actually pretty cool. I don't even think the Australian version has that. It probably does, but I don't know. So I have 2 editions of Escape New York. This is the Region B version, which is the Studio Canal 4K release. And it's 4K UHD, 4K remaster on Blu-ray, plus an extra special bonus disc, and the soundtrack. To be fair, this is a fucking deluxe edition. And I really like that. I don't mind its thickness. It's pretty much the same as my Blade Runner thing. It's the same as The Fog and They Live. Would I have gotten The Fog in this kind of an edition? Probably not. It's a great film, but I think its regular Blu-ray would have sufficed. Like a regular Studio Canal 4K remaster on Blu-ray probably would suffice. Probably much like Prince of Darkness. They Live, I love. It's like maybe my 3rd favorite John Carpenter film behind Halloween and The Thing, which I also have their 4K versions of. So of course I bought this version first, which of course is Region A. And it's disappointing. Look, it's fun to be able to show in a video, hey, look at my Shout Factory, Scream Factory video, it's Escape New York. Whoa, how hippity-hoppity cool is that? You know, yeah, cool, great. It does you wonders. But of course, and I like it's a thin case. Of course, it's still busted, which is great. Hi, you can see me through that crack. I don't mind. I don't mind the cover. I don't mind the artwork. It's a 2K scan, which is probably fine. It probably looks great. I've seen it on 4K now, so I'm not going to turn back from that. And it has all these extra special features. It has a reversible cover, which is the original cover. And it has all these discs. And it's nice, you know. It's a nice release. And then you get something like this, which again, you put that extra bit of money into. I think I spent maybe 60 to 80 bucks on this. And you open up as it is, and it comes with a booklet, which is incredible. You know, I love me a booklet. And it has, that has enough detail in it as it is. And then, gets even better. You got a whole, I think this is probably a digipack in reality. It's got a bunch of art cards, which is just, again, stills from the film. Nothing dramatic or superfluous there. Open it up fully. You get this big landscape shot. Is it actually one whole shot? Yeah, it is. It's Snake and Adrian Barbeau's character, Barbeau? I think it's French. And then, of course, on the inside, you've got your variation there. The soundtracks are always the same. They just have the font and the soundtrack, and then all the rest of them are just the, of course, interior discs, which the only difference is it says 4K UHD, Blu-ray, and Blu-ray, and it just has the extra little differences. This just says this film, this one says feature, and the other one says extras. And behind each of them is, of course, an image from the film. So it's not a bad mix of stuff. It's a pretty good set. Does this excuse the idea of, because I'm wrapping back up to that whole region code thing, does it excuse the idea of a region code? Well, think of all the people who can't watch Region Bs, or they can't afford a region free player, because region free players are not easy to get. You know, again, the laser one that's in Australia is $100 if you can find it, and the only place I could find it was at Officeworks. Who the fuck buys a Blu-ray player from Officeworks? You know, that's not a big Blu-ray retailer. Like, maybe for PCs and school supplies, yeah, no shit, it's Officeworks. But I bought my computer chair that I don't even use anymore from Officeworks, you know? I gave it to my dad because he had to work from home because of the COVID stuff. And so, you get something like a laser Blu-ray player, which already is now hard to get enough as it is, so I feel like I should buy it just in case, maybe to have it out there so mum and dad can watch region-free Blu-rays if they really fucking choose to. Or I could just unplug the one I have in here and put it out there, you know, for a night and a half or whatever, but then this one out here is such a pride and joy for me, because it's like cost me so much money, and I want to make sure it stays in good nick. But I treat it like the rest of my Blu-ray players, and by that I mean it just sits there, gathering dust. I play it every once in a few weeks, maybe. So, yeah, someone who can't afford a Blu-ray player like that can't afford this great set. And if they're a big fan, especially of John Carpenter, if they're a big fan of so much stuff like me who loves Criterion, I had to wait for the Region B version of the Godzilla set to come out. You know, I have to wait for these big sets because, you know, I wanted to make sure I could watch it on a 4K TV, on my 4K player if I really wanted to. I didn't have to, but like, I don't like this idea of restriction. Like, I don't care about like the fucking certification, that's fine, but the restriction on the fact of region code is a piece of shit. And I hate it, and I don't know why it exists. Look, there's probably a lot of legal reasons and shit as to why it exists, and thank God when 4K came out as a new format, they were like, hey, fucking who cares about region codes, let's have it be all regions, so everyone can watch this one single Blu-ray 4K so that everyone can fucking mass produce it. This is becoming kind of a rant. Look, I'm most assured that most people agree with me that region codes are a piece of shit. They shouldn't exist. I even used to know that there was like a hack that you could do for Blu-rays where you could put like a texter dot on the one spot of a Blu-ray and boom, the region code was gone. Suddenly that one spot on the Blu-ray gets rid of the region code. But I didn't want to put permanent marker on any of my Blu-rays, so I didn't bother with that shit. I just spent a lot of money to make sure I didn't have to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, even the Blu-ray player I have, you can't buy anymore. So, like, it's just a simple thing of, I found the website, which was based in, like, Glen Waverley, and they were just, like, offering, hey, you know, we can... It's pretty much you choose which Blu-ray player you want. They go and buy it from like JB or whatever. Mine was literally just from JB. They literally went to the JB close by, bought the same Blu-ray player that I ordered it from because they acquire the price and how long it'll take them, like a charges fee to be like, well, we're going to go out of our way to buy you this Blu-ray player if they haven't already bought it. And then they're going to open it up, implement this thingy, which again, for like $30, they'd send it to you by itself, just a little thingy and an instruction manual. And I'm like, I'm not that savvy. I'm not going to do that. So I let them do it, and then it cost me $200 to $300, which is a lot for a player, to be honest. That's a fucking lot. I might be exaggerating the price, but maybe my memory fluctuates because it's been 3 years, so I can't remember how much it actually cost me. If it cost me less, I don't mind. I just don't have a receipt anymore. So I might end up looking up that place again to get I was actually thinking one day of getting a 4K player that was all regions. Because it's like, hey, why not? Because 4K as it is already all regions. So why not have a 4K player that's all regions for Blu-ray as well? Then I only need the one player, and then wow, I can get rid of or give someone else my small Blu-ray player that's still actually really good. Like, I mean, my older brother has my old version of the same Blu-ray player. See, I have two versions of the same Blu-ray player. I had to put a sticker on this one so people could tell which one was which, so I could tell which one was which. And like, you know how you got those little colored buttons on your TV remotes, like the red one, blue, yellow, green? That's how you change region codes on that. You turn it on, you click one of the buttons, and then whatever. I've kept it permanently on region A, so I don't have to change it again. You know, it's not like the PlayStation where you can change the region code 3 times before it completely locks up, which is also such a dumb idea. Like, come on, permanent. Why the fuck does permanent lock exist? That's so dumb. And I think as one of my colleagues said, oh, well, maybe if you keep, flicking it, maybe it'll get stuck on one of them and won't turn back. I'm like, you wouldn't pay $300 for it to get stuck on one of them. That gave me plenty of anxiety for like 3 months looking at it and thinking, oh my god, if I change back, I might ruin it. But no, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just... I'm lucky that a site like that existed. I don't think the laser Blu-ray player actually existed by that stage. Maybe it did, and I just couldn't find it. And maybe I was looking at the wrong places. I don't know. I looked at JB. I think that was it. I think I probably looked on eBay or something, but yeah. I don't trust eBay for Blu-ray players. Look, that's all I really got to say. I hate region codes. It's a fucking waste. I'm happy enough that Australia isn't so isolated that it's got its own separate region code, because that would be a burden. But still, I mean, we have our own DVD region code that's, like, almost completely Australia alone. Like, we don't even share the same region code for DVD as England does, which, well, at least Europe, which fucking sucks as it is. So, I mean, there's one of the films that I think my parents actually got from JB, which is actually a Region 1 DVD at JB Hi-Fi, what the hell? And they could only watch it in here, on my special Blu-ray player. So, yeah. That's all I got to say. If you got an opinion on the matter, please feel free to share. I'm happy to discuss further. So far, though, that's really all I got to talk about on the matter. So yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more. I've got playlists up on the screen talking about whatever, and I think that's all for today. Adios.